Take my dick. Hey there, YouTube land. Infidel777 coming to you deep inside the California compound. Well, we're not all that bad. Anyway, I owe a video to Dan that I felt like I didn't do him justice. He's a great guy. I bought a lot of his products, and I'm going to walk you around and show you how these work and things that he offers. I was on his website today doing some pricing. I'll try to add some pricing in because I know that that's something I always want to hear. Anyway, let's get loaded. Not the kind that hinders our performance. Okay, so starting here with the 550. Before I get there, let me back up a little bit. Modular, comfort. Let me talk about Dan with this in mind. He suggested for me the micros based on the height of my bench. My bench is 43 inches. I'm going to demonstrate today how these tops, we remove them and how we put them in the docking station and we gain our counter space. And then I'll kind of point you around to some of the other tidbits that he sells that makes our life a lot easier and professional. And by the way, I did get the room cleaned. I got it cleaned just for you. I'm going to call this video number 1 more than likely because the other ones weren't really in a chain of events. So, anyway, getting onto the 550 here. What we have, go ahead and come on in closer here. I like this because Dylan, this portion right here is Dan's Inline Fabrication with this and this. This piece up here is the old piece. Now this bracket that I bought from Home Depot, it works with either. It would just slide in on the strong mount on the other one and it does the same job. So I'll show you again. This little blue niche here is when I put the two bins together. If I bump this corner all the way over, and this is where the two boxes would combine. And what that does when they come down, it kind of equally feeds. So it's as simple as this. It's really interesting how it worked out. So we're going to slide this all the way over. We got the blue line here. You can pull that box out independently too, by the way, out this side. So this gets you loading right here. I'm going to do another video in the future concerning these screws, a bunch of little tidbits I have here. It puts a tilt to the box, which no big deal, but for the price of a screw, when you're shaking it, it moves them over to one side, so you don't got to chase them around all the time. So anyway, on the strong mount, these are actually called the micro minis. So what we have here, my cameraman moved up, but he should have went down. We got some butterfly nuts underneath here. I'll get them off real quick. All right. So what we got here, when you buy these, the docking stations make things very useful. I mean, here's one place you can put it down here temporarily. It is out of the way. I'm very constricted on space. We'll move this one over real quick. Just to give you guys an idea of how this works. And we could do this with anything in the shop. I can move the 650. I even have the ultra mount. These are the micros. They come in a junior, which I think is 7 inches. And they come in the ultra, which is 9 inches, 9.5. The top plates here, these are custom ordered to fit. He's got everything listed in his website. It is it's a little hard to get used to that website, but once you spend enough time, if you're an addict like I am, you can figure it out. And just give Dan a call. He's very personable and it can help you. But these are not universal. These are. Otherwise, it just comes with a flat plate and a regular mount for whatever you have. Now, they sell these in a blank where you can put a grinder, or I do have a couple of blanks, but I haven't done nothing with them yet. Another thing you can do is get stuff out of the way. This station up here is really for the 550. I literally put my 550 up there. Now, in my first video, I still didn't look up the name of these, but I'm sure we all know what they are. I used to put stereos in when I was a kid and build speaker boxes. That's the first place I seen these. I had installed these underneath the MDO plywood. This is a 9-layer. It's made for concrete. And moving one of these is all right, YouTube. Not raw, non-censored. We had to censor that one. I didn't do my homework and get the right socket for this. But anyway, back on task here. Really easy when you have the right tools. I have no idea what I did with the one that I normally have for here, so I got this Jimmy rig one put together here. Anyway, what I'm showing you here is how you can clean your bench top up very easily. This is something that I've devised. So there we go, we're clean. Now I do have a, what is it, an RL 900 shotgun that I bought the ultra mount on, the 9-inch. It's underneath this cabinet over here. I'm gonna spare you guys the details of pulling that out and fighting it, but if you move back over here, I can show you that these are the small mount holes with these nuts underneath. I think they're called wood nuts, not sure. These are the ultra mount, the bigger one. So I could pull that up and set it right here and screw it in just the same as I'm going to do the little one right now. I really do enjoy the way I can mix all this around. The strength, I'm going to have to demonstrate that too, but I'll do that on that light bench. Everybody talks about how you have to build things so heavy. And I'm telling you right now, that ain't true. It's not heavy. It's what you use. Alright. That's it. Now, if you can imagine, I could do that with any press. I could buy some junior mounts, the medium ones. I can have 3 or 4 people in here and do whatever I need to do. And that was the purpose why I bought them. I'm going to have more other interesting videos as far as little gimmicks and tricks. You know, he sells a lot of apparatus for swinging bins and whatnot. His pricing is really fair on a lot of items. I'm going to show you 2 of them I feel are a little steep, and I'll explain why too. We have the tube holders. Those are nicely priced and a must. Then we also have the Inline Fabrication bin. I'm telling you right now, I've ordered twice. Just order a bunch of them. I think they're about $3.60 a piece, and they make your life a lot easier. You can't order enough unless you want to reorder. Other than making a purchase from Dan, I don't know Dan. He doesn't sponsor me. I'm just you know, I'm going to try to do reviews in the future, and this is what I've learned, and I'm just trying to pass it on to the YouTube community. Believe me, I got 7 subscribers, and I have maybe 6 videos, and 3 of them are my dogs. So this is the start of hopefully a relationship with YouTube and learning from you guys and giving you information. All right, my cameraman's telling me where to look at. All right, so over here now, he's up in the corner in my huge room here. This is the Square Deal B. I don't see too many people use these aggro boxes the way that I do. This is where the finished rounds are dumped. I just have that in there to show the weight. It works with an empty box. Now this is something that I purchased as a kit. Although I couldn't find the kit, this back came with it. It came with 2 bins. I want to say it came with 2 end caps too. I think it did. It came with the light. Now that was one of the things I feel he's a little high priced on, but there is a reason for that. The reason that he's high priced on this, there's much I want to say about this light. It's $29. It's very hard to find a way to set a light up in there, so for the convenience of that, I'm happy that I bought it. Now, if you'll come back over and take a look at this, I want to make sure everybody else doesn't do what I did. I was going to fix it today even, but for the cost of some tape that I do have, 2-way tape, when I was looking on the website, I noticed that I mounted this too low, and that was going to be a complaint in my video. I thought I mounted it as good as it could be. It needs to be all the way up to this notch right here. It restricts my access. And then I bent this tab because of the access problem. I thought it wouldn't have enough light, but the angle is designed to go up. So $29 is expensive, but you will be happy that you have it, and or bend a piece of metal and make your own. It's probably what I might do this time now that I know what it's all about. Anyway, that's the light. Now moving on to this handle. This handle is $38. I thought it was expensive when I bought it. He shows it a picture with this handle on it. I thought he was sending the handle and that because that's the way the picture is showed in the video. And here's my problem with this. It's a piece of aluminum. It's got one keeper Allen nut right here. It feels flimsy, although I've loaded maybe about 5,000-6,000 rounds and I've never had a problem, but you can see that right there. I don't like it. So I have a tendency to hold my hand in close because I feel like I'm getting leverage out here, and he really should have rounded these corners off. So Dan, if you ever look at this, little hint, round these corners off. If this one keeper screw never messes up, $38 well worth it. It's just a little sneaky suspicion of mine. I always tighten that, think it's gonna strip, or I always feel like it's gonna mess the threads up. 2 screws, round the corners, $38, fair deal. Anyway, moving on. All right. Oh, here we go. Underneath here, this is kind of ironic. This is a off of the original strong mount from Dylan, and it just worked out beautiful. The same holes lined up inside here, and that's how we ended up with the product that we have there. But people talk about these little Dylans and their workhorses. It's a pleasure. It very rarely has any problems. I do love the Dylan Square Deal, by the way. I think that would be second to my 550, but when it comes to pistols, that's all it does. Pistol rounds, you can't beat it. Alright, so real quick, I took the 550 off. I mean, you can see this thing, there's no movement. That really is the wonder to his product, is these micros, how they accomplish that. They grab underneath the framing. What I really like that he helped me out with is that it moves all of your presses away closer to you so you can reach in and operate. A well-engineered product. Too many people talk about the quality, you know, the thickness. You can't even compare a Dylan strong mount to these, and the price is comparable, but you're getting a way better product. I talked about pricing. I think I'm going to read you the list on the pricing. I'll say some of it off the top of my head. The specific top plates that lock in the mount, those are $19. It might be $38. The bottom ones are $19, and vice versa. You need a bottom one like this. This is $19, and the specific drilled ones, and they have it for just about everything made, and Dan will help you out with that too. If you have something that he doesn't have, he'll drill it for you. You could send him a template. The guy is really a great guy. It's like dealing with your friend. He picks up the phone every time, returns a phone call. He worked a deal with me, and he held up to his end of it. Great guy. Everybody says that, and I'm going to say he's a wonderful guy with a wonderful product. So let me get back to my list over here, and I'll read you some of the pricing that I didn't talk about. I want to say those tubes, I didn't write them down. I think they're $12 off of memory today. Great deal. They do have one that hangs off of here. I opted not to, off of the 650 brass collator, because I didn't want to hinder my access in here. So that's the way I opted to go with those two, and I absolutely love them. So anyway, for pricing, the double bin bracket for the 550 is $28. The 650 bullet pan, which is over here, this doesn't come with the mount. You have to buy this separate. $19 for the little bracket and the bolt. A square deal bullet pan and bracket. Now that's a little thing for me to talk to you about. The double bins for the square deal was $29 for the bracket and the double bins. $48 for the SD roller. I already said that. The SD Light 29 said that, and it's $375 for the brackets. So anyway, I hope that I did Dan justice. I believe I did. And in the future, we're going to make some more videos here. I'm going to talk about all the little tricks, my lighting, and things I have figured out, like these little aluminum brackets and where to get them from. Are all over my benches, and probably the cheapest hat-on that I love the most. Anyway, I think I got about everything. Anyway, YouTube, I plan on being a part of this community and bringing a lot more videos and keeping it real. So, America, let's keep loading.